not even fucking recording the sound.
Symphony speak to me, and when I close my eyes, I be listening frequently. I got the right vibe, just tune into my frequency.
Welcome to another episode of It's Giving Justice. I'm your host, Justice Jackson, and I'm giving justice one truth at a time. That's what it is, and that's what it's always going to be. Yeah? Okay, cool. So I realized in my last episode, if you didn't watch the last episode, what are you doing here? I'm just kidding. I'm just here to grow with y'all, so ain't no thing to it but to what? But to do it. Yeah, let's just kind of dive into this. So first of all, I know I didn't set the intention the last episode, but again, the intention of this podcast is just so we can grow together. I don't want people growing up in this world, living and existing in this world, thinking that, oh my God, poor me, I'm the only one growing through this. You're not the only one growing through that. We're all growing through something. And honestly, truly, let me take that back. You might be the only person growing through that, but we're all growing through something. And if we can just communicate and share what we're growing through, we can just learn from one another. So that's why I'm here, to share my testimony, my truth, give a piece of justice, one truth at a time, because I'm not scared no more. Here's my vulnerability. Here's what it is. And I want to share and I want to scream it out loud because just like I said in the last episode, I'm being accountable, which means I'm confident in everything that I do because I'm the one showing up. I'm the one doing what I'm doing. Anything else out of my control, you got to take that up with the man above. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really here to tell you anything except for what I know. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Let's just go ahead and do a little recap of the last episode. So like I said, last episode was accountability and really more so confidence in the things that are required that I feel personally to really master your confidence. I think that is accountability because ownership, like, yeah, I did it. And what about it? It is what it is. And I'm taking ownership. It's a power. I'm calling my power back when I stop playing victim to things and I can say, hey, that's on me. Hey, I did that. Because I'm allowing myself to say, hey, it is what it is. And what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? And then I can dictate and own whatever it is I want to do. The next one was betting on yourself. It's key to bet on yourself. Another one was boundaries. Making sure you have boundaries. I'm firm on my no's. I know my yeses and I know my no's. When this is not correct and it doesn't align, it doesn't align. I'm not with it. I'm not going for it. It's just going to be an ultimate no for me. Okay? So being yourself. Yes, the importance of being yourself. I don't want to be anybody else. I would hate to be anybody else. I love me. I've gotten the confidence of who I am, knowing who I am, being accountable, showing up to where I love being me. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't think there's another me roaming around doing anything. And if you was, you're a copycat. Copycat. That's that on that. How did I end up on this second topic? So when we talk about accountability and faith, and like I told you guys, I quit my job and I'm going to keep saying that. At first I was like, let me stop saying that. I moved on from that. But no, I'm learning that the purpose of my past is to allow me to be more present and more grateful than my presence than I have ever been. Because I'm not being victim. I'm being accountable for where I showed up, where I didn't show up. It is what it is. I can accept it for what it is. And now I can be present because what? I don't want to dwell on the past and be sad and think about how I could have changed. Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely think about like the spaces I've been in when I didn't have the awareness that I have now, to where I'm like, I need to be in those spaces again because I got the awareness. I got the juice now. I know what I know now, but I don't regret the way that I've done anything. I just accept it. And I know that if that was a space for me to be in or an opportunity for me to be around or deal with, God will put me there again and even better. And I can say that for facts because I used to regret the hell out of my first opportunity on Zeus just because there was so much I didn't know. I was just completely oblivious. I prayed to quit my job. I was tired of going to my cubicle. I also was tired of doing the modeling thing in LA. It was just draining me. And I got a text like, yo, we're having auditions for Zeus. I'm going to leave. I don't want to be in my box anymore. I'm just going to go on this leap of faith, take this risk, leave today. Whatever happens will happen. And I went and I booked that audition off of being myself. I didn't have to be anyone else. So I know being me works. I know that that's a fact. And I just needed to be confident in that. And then I wasn't confident. I wasn't aware. I wasn't using my discernment because it was so strong. And it would isolate me. And I thought that I was being isolated in the essence of, oh, I'm going to miss out, like fear of missing out. But really what God was trying to do was reject me in order to redirect me. You feel what I'm saying? So now that I know that, God was like, oh, I think you're ready. And I feel like that's why God allowed me to be on Baddies versus Wild. One, I was just trying to get my bag. I needed to get my bag, but I'd be lying if I wasn't thinking like, damn, I want to go back just so I can really, I don't know, I guess showcase myself again. Show that shit didn't break me down. Like, I love who I am. I'm fun. I'm being this. And really, if anybody was to go see the energy that I was presenting in the first exposure versus now, like, you can actually see my growth. And it's there. I've made development to get to where I'm at. And I needed every ounce of being cheated on in a relationship, dealing with insecurity, jealousy, not using my discernment, the lack of judgment, my inability to communicate, my inability to process my emotions. I needed every left side of my experience in order for me to learn. So that's why don't feel shamed in your journey and your process. Have accountability. Yes, I did all of that shit. You can't shame me if I'm being accountable because I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, quitting my job and being in this position where I am now, and let me just give you guys an update. I am establishing my own business, which means I have a job as a freelance contractor with 2 different brands now, guys. And this happened in 4 months. This didn't happen overnight. I had to give it all to God. I had to surrender. There's compromise and there's sacrifice. And for me, what I sacrificed was the comfort of having a 2-week paycheck, knowing I'm going to get paid every 2 weeks, but I didn't like that. Like, I'm spending my last dollar because I know I'm going to get paid. At the end of the day, that job can be snatched at any given time. And that's where I have this new mindset as I'm exploring entrepreneurship, where I may not have nothing, but I have to be grateful in this moment of having what I believe is nothing, because God is already working the behind the scenes. And so I've been listening to these sermons, going to church, and they've been preaching about, and I heard 2 different sermons at 2 different times, and I thought I was going crazy. Because I'm like, are they not aligned? Are they not aware of the content that they're making? Because this was just repeated. And I don't know if it was repeated, if they're in cahoots. I haven't really researched into it. I just believe that it's not a coincidence that I'm hearing the same thing in repetition. This must be faith, and this must be a message that I'm needing to download. When I decided to take that risk, to leap into the unknown, to leap into the uncertainty of not being on a 2-week paycheck and doing my thing and allowing myself to show up for myself and betting on myself and trusting in my faith to believe in something higher than myself, that was huge. But in these sermons, they were making reference that God and or Jesus, I can't remember exactly, but I'm just going to use both as a reference, were business people. They were. So there was this story. I can't remember the scripture exactly, and I told myself I'd research it, but I know it enough to speak on it. And the experience was, God will give you these small things, and let's just call them small little bags. So give you 10 bands, right? Hold this 10 bands. I want you to take this 10 bands and I want you to double it. I want you to make the most of it. And some people would go and put it in hiding. They'd seed it in the soil so that it would grow. They'd put it in their house. They'd guard it with their life. And then there would be others where they just put it in the napkin. They just put it on the side, and God's like, what? I gave you this to cherish and nurture, and you just put it in a napkin. What are we talking about? So when I started to sit and I realized, I said, holy hell. I did not start succeeding in my business, in this entrepreneurship, in this part of my life of betting on myself, trusting in myself, showing up for myself, until I started to strengthen my connection with God. It wasn't until I decided, you know what, God, and I sat there, whatever's for me and you want for me, I'm going to trust. Think about how many times you've prayed like, God, whatever is not for me, just take it from me, and then you lose your best friend. What the hell? You didn't see that coming? Like, I said, God, I'm going to put everything in your fate, and I'm going to quit. I didn't think that me quitting my job and trusting God would result in a negative bank account balance, people not paying me my money when I need it, getting very nervous about paying my things, crying and stressing and worrying. I didn't think all of that would come with, God, I'm going to just give it to you. But it did. And the reason why it did and why it was so required, because I needed to learn real trust, to really learn that a peace of mind requires work. It's not just, oh, kick your feet up and all right. It really requires true patience, breathing, and perseverance and prayer. Like, it really required me to just sit. If I know that God's going to work it out, you think I'm about to be stressing? You think I need to go apply to 50 jobs and do all this for what? God's got something working, and all I need to do is be present. And I've learned that when I don't need to worry about the past and be anxious or be depressed about what I feel I don't have, which is me worrying about the future, I can just be right here. And when I'm right here in this moment, you guys, I'm just grateful because in reality, I have everything I need. My account was negative a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, hell, what am I going to do? And I thought I was losing my mind because my reaction and my response to what used to stress me out and worry me to smithereens, I just be chilling. And I'm like, girl, you don't care? Are you not putting in work? But I'm actually doing everything that I need to do. And I put it in the best comparison like this. When we were in our mother's womb, you guys, all we was doing in there was floating. But the whole time while we're floating, we have the ability to breathe underwater. We're developing legs, a heart, a conscious thought. We're eating, pooping, pissing, listening to the outside environment, reacting to that. We're doing all that, but we're just sitting there in a ball, floating. So not every time do I need to work myself to death for things to happen. I just need to know what is it that God needs and or wants me to do and to show up so that I can meet them halfway with the work. You know what I'm saying? And that's why God be wanting us to sit our ass down. Sit down for a second. If you think that you can figure it all out and you got it and you got to do all this, okay, God's going to let you do that. Go ahead. You go figure it out. Since you just got all the answers, you got all the answers, Sway. Go ahead. Go ahead and try to figure that out by yourself and see how far that gets you. For so long, for years, I thought that it was me in control. No, it's not about control. It's about responsibility and accountability. And that's where I was running from. Everything that happened in my life and I would cry to God about, oh, God was there for me. Put his hand on my heart so that I could heal through that thing. But it wasn't until the cycle stopped for me to realize, oh, girl, you're playing your part in that. You're playing your part in that. You're adding to that. And when I start to realize that it's me and it's not you, that's my favorite thing to say. Like, it really don't be y'all. It be me. I'm so aware when I'm projecting my situations, like, you know what, my bad. I can repress from that. Let me come back. And doing so, I've realized how much I've done well with letting things go. Developing more and more awareness, knowing that I can be accountable, knowing that God's going to do what God's going to do. I'm learning to let things go. Everything really is what it is, baby. It don't matter if it's good, bad, ugly, or beautiful. It is what it is. And I'm just going to appreciate it for even existing and being here. And when I can do that, I don't have to try to control. That's why I've been reading the Celestine Prophecy, and it talks about a control drama. And I'm really trying to learn what my control drama is. I definitely think it's me being aloof. I'm very aloof because sometimes I don't answer a question directly because sometimes I don't want you in my business. I'm also learning when old spirits be like, you asking me questions, why you in my business? I think I was on production one day and this dude was like, oh, you smoke? What gave to you that I'm a smoker? Are you judging me? What you doing? Because why you in my business? Are you the feds? Are you the ops? You know what I'm saying? But to double back what I've learned and how I've been transitioning into learning how to let go. I know that there's a difference between letting go and healing. Let's talk about that. I know that I've let go of things because I've realized they are what they are. I don't even be remembering why I beef with a lot of people. If I even have beef, you know what I'm saying? Or why I fell out. Like, and whatever the reason, it is what it is. It doesn't something that has to be changed. Like, we could just keep flowing and going with this. But I also know that the difference with my healing is because sometimes I'll replay a situation and I'm like, nah, they got me fucked up. But I also know that's because I'm applying the level of awareness I have now to a past situation. But when I'm in the present, I know that I can just let it go because it is what it is. And I know that I need to continue to heal through where I didn't show up for myself, where I didn't stand up for myself. And I don't have to shame myself where I didn't stand up or defend or any of that. Like, I needed to experience that so I can know that should have never happened again. Not only that, but I also needed to learn whatever that experience was because I need to know my levels of pissed off them. Like, I be getting pissed off real bad, real quick, real easy. And that's why I took the year to not learn the difference between respond or reaction because they're both giving. Sometimes I'm not going to give you nothing. I love giving justice, but sometimes giving justice is giving you not a damn thing. I'm not giving you Nothing. Because I don't have nothing for you, because I want to be accountable for my power, and I'm calling it back by not giving you nothing. So I've had to work through a lot of things, and sometimes I have to double back. Sometimes you may have to apologize. Sometimes my bad, bro. That was stupid of me. And you can have that conversation or you cannot. It depends. I know when there's a conversation meant for me to be had. I know when it's time for me to double back. But other than that, things is what they is, and that ain't gonna change. Gonna change because when I'm being present, like I said, I just be chilling. I just be grateful that I experienced, that I learned, that I went through it, that I did it. And that's it, because once I've really given things up to God and I surrendered, like, that's the difference. I think the way I was living before, I was compromising. Like, hey, I'll do a little bit of this for this, but like now I'm willing to, if my success means I'm not outside, see you next time. Don't care, because I know where I'm trying to get to. I know what I'm trying to do. But I'm also realizing I'm in my pretty girl privilege. Damn it. The more I increase my faith and know that this is all God's will, there's a lot I don't even need to be doing. Okay? That's why I'm just showing up. I'm just showing up and doing what I do. And when I realize that I'm doing that and I'm aligning with God's will, I'm telling you, all the extra shit I don't even gotta do. I just gotta tell the truth. And that's the thing about the truth. It don't gotta come with the extras. It just is what it is. I'm finna tie that on me, y'all. Everything is what it is, baby. Stop trying to make things what they're not. When you feel like there's rummaging going on in your world, it's because you're trying to speed up the process. You're trying to change what God has already meant and intended for you to happen for you, not to you. Heavy on the narrative. It's happening for you. And if you just chill out from your emotions, because your feelings start to emote and then you start to trip. But if you just take a second and feel what you feel without the desire to project, but to express, and there's a difference. When I'm expressing what I feel, I'm just saying this is what it is. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get lost in the messenger. Don't get lost in the tone. This is what it is. Just listen to the message. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm projecting, that's when I'm popping, I'm breathing, my chest is heavy, because I'm making it your problem. It's your fault. You deal with it. This is how I feel, so you got to also feel the wrath of what I feel. God, I remember those times where I was like that. So deceitful, so vengeful. But now that I got God, I'm going to let God deal with you. Because if I deal with it, I'm going to go to jail. Facts, though. Facts. That's why I kick back. Because what do I need to change about certain situations besides how I'm showing up? If I don't like where I'm at and I'm not fucking with it, I'm out. It's just as simple as that. It doesn't have to be anything more. Like, it doesn't have to be anything less. It's just that simple. Like, your mind will play tricks on you. Your mind is such an intricate thing. I know that's such a cliche statement, but literally your mind can play tricks on you, which is why you got to find a level of grounding for yourself. Example. And I want to talk about this subject. And I'm seeing it a lot where people are like, your friends and your family won't support you and they won't do this. It's the strangers and bash, yeah. And at first, I was like, you're fucking right. I dropped my first podcast. I ain't see nobody reposting it, nobody sharing, nobody. But you know what? When I was in the midst of all that, my best friends have reposted it. Couple other people shared, comment, subscribe, and that was all I needed. So while I'm so busy focusing on all the things that don't matter, putting life and energy into things that clearly is not benefiting me, I'm missing out on the present of the love that's actually already being given to me. I'm missing out on my blessings because I'm too busy looking over here and over there instead of just looking at the beauty of the essence of what's real and what is happening. Fuck what's not happening, of who's not did it. Fuck that. But also the second notion, do these things that you're creating and doing because you have passion, baby, because it fuels you. I don't care if nobody listened to this podcast, shared it, it got booked, I wouldn't care, because I'm loving the fact that I'm expressing myself. I'm loving the fact that I'm feeling so comfortable and confident and sharing my experience and then putting it out to 7 billion people. I love that. I love it. I don't care. This is not about who's sharing it. Imagine me ruining a relationship that I have with someone I love because I'm like, oh, you ain't repost, you ain't comment, you ain't like, you ain't share. Whole play is they bringing my podcast up in Spotify and Apple and all these other places that I can't even actually see. So we've got to detach ourselves from this egoic responsibility that we're putting on other people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if it's ego, but it sounds like it fit, right? Like, people don't have to do anything they don't want to do. Allow people to show up as they are so then you know where you want to be and what you want to do. I'm not tripping off who don't support. I'm not going to lie. I'll be looking. But I'm not going to use that as a factor to judge you. How do I even know you have fingers to even support and like and comment? How do I even know you could use your phone outside of your house? Maybe you got a Wi-Fi phone. I don't know. Maybe you're going through something. Maybe you're growing through something. Maybe you just don't fuck with my shit. You know? Like, people, we're living in a world today. You unfollow me. You did it. What? I literally unfollow me that. I'm not going to say that I thought I was cool with or whatever, but like, I just found out they unfollow me. And mind playing tricks. And then I said, I don't even give a fuck. It doesn't matter. They follow me on my podcast page. And even then, that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. And once you start doing things for the sake of yourself or again for something bigger outside of yourself, none of this shit matters. Because if social media wasn't here, you guys wouldn't be able to like, share, comment, repost. None of it. The support would just be in, hey, I'm loving what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. Loving it. Love you. The support that I need is just love. Hey, girl. Just, hey, how you doing? Showing up. You ain't even got to bring a solution, nothing to the table, you know. Like, it just is what it is. But that's what I'm saying. Relieve yourself from the pressure of projection by thinking people need to show up and do this for you. And now your feelings are hurt because they not and you stressed. Let it go, babe. Give it to God. Continue to pray for God to show and reveal you the things that you need. And you're not going to know what it looks like. And it might shake the table. But it's okay. It's okay. Allow those things to happen. Allow the shake so you can dust off what doesn't need to be for you. And it may be saddening and disheartening, but baby, it's required. It's happening for you and not to you. This year, we're only going to be thriving because we're only focusing on the truth. Let's start there. We're only speaking the truth. We're focusing on the present, the reality of what's right now. Not our personality, but our reality, what's real. Okay? We're letting go of things that is out of our control. We're asking for God to grant us the serenity to accept the things I cannot control. That is the prayer. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot control, the courage to change the things I can control, and the wisdom and discernment to know the difference, because you must know the difference. If you don't, you're going to get stressed out. I don't be stressing. Everything is working out. I've been paying my car note and my bills, trying to navigate through everything, and now I'm at a point where it's just like I'm doing well. And even my trauma's like, one foot in, one foot out, something bad's going to happen, or I need to be. But I've allowed myself to just chill, be grateful for where I am, learn, see where I'm at, learn how it's working. What's the energy? What's the cadence? How is this? How do I show up in this new space that I'm in? Learn, just to give myself a second to learn. Not judging, not shaming. Oh, you suck. This isn't it. I'm not going to be able to make it. It's too much. No, learning, enjoying the journey, baby. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the journey. I'm having fun. And then as I'm being present and being grateful, and I just kind of sit here like, you guys, I managed 2 brand deals to pay all my bills on time. I'm still here. I'm still happy. I'm not stressing because I've just allowed myself to be present, grateful, show up. I did what I needed to do and I made it. But I'm not just going to sit here and be like, all right. God got me, like, I guess whatever. No, you still got to put that work in. You still got to show up. You still got to be accountable. You still got to be confident. Bet on yourself. Have boundaries. Take a risk. Still got to trust. Put in your faith. I still got to strengthen my connection with God. So now I'm like, I need to go 2 times harder than whatever I was that got me here. Because now that I'm here, I can't just be like, oh, let me kick back. All right, let me enjoy. And if I know this is my reality, like, strengthening my connection with God is going to give me my business. It's going to, more things I do aligning with God, allowing me to make that connection and do everything that they want me to do. I can kick back, but I'm showing up by knowing I just need to be more grateful, keep doing it, pray more. I need to pray way more. And this is not a Bible thumper. Like, if I don't do these things, God's going to punish me and send me to hell because I didn't pray today or I didn't watch the sermon. Nah. That's not it. That's not it. It's just constantly reminding myself of small little things that I can do to connect with God. And for me right now, it's just being present. Being present so that I can be grateful and just, I can feel the energy in me now. I low-key will cry on camera, but I'm not. But I'm not, because I made it and I'm here to tell my story and the waterworks. I'm really just grateful, y'all, that I've made it this far and that God is using me. Whew. God is using me as a vessel to be able to like do this. And I just want to keep doing it. I just want to keep being used to show y'all that, one, God is real, the universe is real. And I say God is real and the universe is real, I mean, like, you're heard. And you were seen, and it may not go the way that you think or how you want, or it's happening for you. I promise you that. I promise you. Whew. I don't know who needs to hear this. We preaching up in here. It's happening for you, and everything's going to work itself out. And you should share your story and go out there and create, and don't let nothing hold you back, because you deserve the best. Like, we all deserve the best, okay? All this crazy stuff happening in the world, like, we don't have to think that it's just evil and it's just sick and mean. It's so beautiful out here, y'all, and I just want y'all to see that. And I hope that through my story and my testimony and my growth, know that you're not alone. We're all growing through something, and we're going to be all right, man. Oh my God, I'm going to cry, because, like, I have done and been through some things, and I haven't always had this connection with God, and I'm so glad that I took the time to just sit with myself. And that wasn't an isolation, like, fuck everybody, but like, I needed to reconnect with myself. And I've taken the time, and I'm learning, and I'm doing, and I'm just so happy to reach this level of connection. Like, connecting with God is connecting with myself, yo. And it's such a connection that I've been missing. I missed me, so I'm glad to be back. And that's why growth and development and changes, yo, like, woohoo! Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Anyways, I think that's it. I think I ran my mouth enough. And you guys get it. It gave what it was supposed to have gave, which is me giving justice one truth at a time. And God, I just want you to know I'm grateful for you using me. I'm not shamed. I'm not embarrassed to tell y'all the truth. It is what it is. This is my truth. I've already accepted it. That's just going to be on y'all to get with it. She did what? I can't believe, because it would never be you. Or it would never be me. I love when people say that. It would never be me. It's never going to be you. And you should take pride in it not being you. That's why you didn't do it and I did it. And you don't have to judge me. Matter of fact, you can say whatever you want, because it doesn't fucking matter, because it's me and not you. So there's that. I'm loving this. This is exciting. This is fun. We're second week into February. You guys might catch me again at the end of the month. Lover's Day is coming up, so I got a playlist dropping for y'all. This might be posted after the playlist. Great things coming. I got another little project that's loading. I can't tell y'all. Also, if you know anybody that wants to be interviewed on the show Plug Talk, if you haven't subscribed or watched Plug Talk, make sure you're tapping in with that. I'm also hosting on there. I'm interviewing different artists locally, far, near, here, there, everywhere, and keeping y'all plugged in. The way I'm keeping y'all plugged in with my life, I'm going to keep you plugged in with theirs. And we're just all going to connect and grow and be a community and love each other happily ever after. And as a Gemini, I think it's right for me to say, even if I don't fuck with you, I love you. I just haven't found our medium ground yet, but the medium ground is the fact that I love you. And I love y'all all, so thank you for sharing time with me. Thank you for listening. If you know anybody who needs this, please share this with them. Take a little. It don't even got to be the full thing. You can skip through this if you wanted to. But just know that I'm here. Please feel free to email me, DM me. If you have my number, you might be able to text or call me. I'm not the greatest with the texting. I'm not ashamed to say it. But I am here. And that's one thing everybody can definitely say. It may not be at that moment, but I'm always right on time, baby. I'm right on time. Maybe not what you want, but always on God's time. So that's that. And that's the episode. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Call me, beat if you want to reach me. It doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. Hey, I'll be there for you to the very end. What? danger or trouble, I'm there on the double. You always can count on your girl, Justice Jackson. Dun 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 dun. Call me with my phone, reach man. Anyway, I'll see y'all on the next episode of It's Giving Justice, where I am giving justice one truth at a time. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Symphony, speak to me, and when I close my eyes, I be listening frequently. I got the right vibe, just tune into my frequency.